If you're not so good with money, you should try holding on to your cash. Hello Scrooges, Julian here for D-News. If you're like me, you're bad with money. Nerdy t-shirt, I need it. Steam summer sale, wallet Armageddon. Something even vaguely references Futurama, shut up and take my money. If I could just stop burning through all that sweet internet cash that I'm making, I'd be 100 air by now. Luckily for me, there might be a way to curb my spending sprees, and it's as simple as switching from credit cards to cash. Not because you can't pay with cash online, or because cash purchases don't charge an interest rate, though I'm sure those both help. At an even more fundamental level, it's just harder to part with money that you are physically holding in your hand than it is to swipe a card and sign a receipt. This idea that we spend more based on the form of payment has a few studies to back it up. One from MIT in 2001 auctioned off tickets to a sold-out basketball game. Students who showed interest in the tickets were given a worksheet that asked how much they were willing to pay. Now, unbeknownst to the participants, the researchers handed out two different worksheets at random. One stipulated that the payment had to be in cash, and the other required the student to pay with a credit card. The result was the average credit card bid was over twice as high as the average cash bid. Another series of studies published in the Journal of Consumer Research in 2015 examined how attached we are to our purchases based on how we paid. In one of the studies, participants had to buy a $2 mug. Half had to pay in cash, the other half had to buy it with plastic. Later, they were asked to sell the mug back, and the people who paid in cash wanted $3 more on average for a mug that didn't even cost that. Another study didn't even have the participants use their own money. They were either given a $5 bill or a $5 voucher and had to donate it to one of 3 charities they had never heard of. Even though it wasn't their own money, cash donors reported a stronger connection to their chosen charity. So we're less invested in our purchases when we pay with a credit card, and we're even more laissez-faire when we don't think of our money as money. Some industries are aware of this and have explicitly designed ways to put more mental distance between you and your money. If you're a gamer, you know what I'm talking about. Many games, particularly the free-to-play mobile games, have a premium currency system in place where you pay real money to buy fake things. Of course, you probably think that you'd never stoop to paying for this free game. You're gonna play for free forever! That's why the game makers design a point where the game gets much harder to play unless you pay up. It's called the pinch, and 1.9% of the time, it works every time. That's the percentage of players of free games who decide to make in-app purchases in a month. It's not just free games though, as now some AAA titles have in-game currency for purchase that takes the effort out of unlocking rewards. Helix credits! Excuse me. So you can spend $60 on a game and then another $100 so you don't have to play the game. A lot of gamers bemoan in-game purchases as the latest plague of gaming, but as development costs rise, it's a viable strategy for developers to recoup their investments. And it works because the foggier the connection is between what we're buying and its real cost, the more likely we are to be okay with spending our money. Apparently, a good way to save your cash is to literally hold on to it. But is your money icky? Anthony tries to figure out just where your money's been here.
Out of the 155 pieces of currency the researchers tested, 97% had some form of Staphylococcus living on it, with an average of 22 colonies of the stuff per bill.
Do you notice you spend more freely when you use a credit card, or are you frugal either way? Let us know in the comments, subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time on D-News.